Is there something that you would like to have in your life that you currently don't have? Or maybe you'd like your life to be completely different? If that's you, I get it. I was there too. When I was 41, I found myself going through a divorce that I did not want. My whole identity was tied up into him and the marriage. And I was also a stay at home mom, so I didn't have a career or anything like that. So in this video, I want to share with you how I made that setback my comeback and what I did to get through that time in my life and use the law of attraction to do that. So I want to talk. If we haven't met, my name's Ronnie, and welcome to my channel. This channel is dedicated to helping you live your dream life. So if you've already subscribed, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that. For those of you that are new, I want to welcome you and hope that you will find some value in this video. Do that. So I want to talk to you about the different steps that you use in the law of attraction, how I use those. And here, if you stay to the end, I will tell you how the law of attraction actually exceeded my expectations. So let's get ready. Let's talk about the law of attraction. If you're not familiar with the law of attraction, for me, I went out and bought the book, The Secret by Rhonda Byron. Am I saying that right? Rhonda Byron. Anyway, I went out and bought the book, and basically, at the simplest level, it says that your thoughts become things. So you really need to think about one of the steps that you need to take if you want to change your life or get closer to that thing that you're looking for is to look at your thoughts and how you're thinking about things. And if you want something, then you need to be thinking about that thing and being grateful for what you have and be grateful for kind of foreshadowing of saying, I'm so grateful that I have whatever that thing is that you are wanting. While this isn't mentioned in the book, The Secret, and usually don't hear it around gratitude and the practice of the law of attraction, is that it's been scientifically proven by practicing gratitude that it rewires your brain. So if you are one of those person that generally scans and sees the negative, which our brains were designed to protect us, so by nature, we were designed to see what's negative in front of us. It rewires your brain to see what's possible and see the possibilities and to see things that you didn't previously see before. So I am a big believer in the practicing the gifts of gratitude and being grateful for things, for writing down 3 things each day that you're grateful for so you can start rewiring your brain so that you can start seeing things differently and possibilities that you didn't see before. It's kind of like when you want to buy a red car, all you see around you is red cars. They didn't just start appearing. It's just that you started noticing them. So by doing this and you start to focus on what was out there that maybe you missed something that you would have previously. So if nothing else that you take away from this video, I hope that you will consider starting a practice of showing gratitude and being grateful on a daily basis. Another part of the law of attraction that is really important is your feelings. So I've talked a lot about visualizing and being grateful, but you have to actually feel that it's going to happen. So if you're just, visualizing something and you're like, oh, okay, I'm fine, I'm visualizing this, but you don't really internalize it and really feel like it's going to happen for you, then it's less likely to happen. So in the book, The Secret, the author says that she can't emphasize enough how important the feeling part of it is. So as you're going through this and you're taking these steps, you want to remember that's a critical part of manifesting whatever it is that you want in your life or however you want to change your life. Let's say, for an example, that the thing that you want is a new black Jeep. So what you would do is start being grateful for that before you have it. So again, thoughts become your things. So you want to start thinking about that. What will it look like? And visualize it sitting in your garage. Visualize sitting in the driver's seat and holding on to the steering wheel. Or perhaps visualize sharing it with your friend that you got a new vehicle. So, another part of the law of attraction is to start taking some type of action step. So, going back to the example of wanting to buy a Jeep, is maybe you set up a savings account and start putting money in it towards your dream vehicle. So, and it may be just a small amount. Maybe it's only $10 to start with, but you've taken some kind of action. And that's kind of signaling to the universe or your higher power, or however you see things, that you are taking action, that you believe that you're going to get. One additional step that you want to take to get closer to the thing that you don't currently have in your life, or to change your life, is to celebrate small steps, no matter how small they are. So maybe you celebrate the fact that you opened that account and are starting to put money away for your dream Jeep or your dream vehicle, or whatever the thing may be. Or maybe you go out and you buy a Jeep keychain, so that you have that and you see that every time you go to use your keys. It's a constant reminder. So those are the types of things that you need to do to move you closer from where you are to where you want to be. Now, I told you at the beginning of this video that I would share with you how the law of attraction and putting those things that I just talked about into practice, how it changed my life and gave me more than I even asked for or I expected. So, as I shared with you, at 41, I found myself going through a divorce that I did not want. I had been a stay-at-home mom. So I started taking steps towards my career, went back and got a certification. A friend referred me for a job. So I became an HR manager. I had not been an HR manager previously. I had been in human resources, and the highest level I had been was a human resource officer. So kind of got a dream job. It was working at a startup company, and they were doing cancer research. I never dreamed I would be working in an industry like that. I'd be working with MDs and PhDs that were trained at some of the best schools in the United States. So I landed a dream job in part because of this. The other thing, in exceeding my expectations, so now I'm divorced and I'm interested in maybe meeting somebody else. So I did join a dating site, and my password was someone like Paul. Now, who's Paul? Oh, no. I met Paul when I was 16 years old. So I'd had a challenging childhood and went to live with some friends in another state to finish 10th grade. So I met this guy, and I thought he was it, if you will. He was the homecoming king, the football captain. I found him very attractive. We did date off and on for kind of throughout the rest of my high school years and shortly after. But there was also somebody else who ended up being my first husband. So I had this high school crush and this high school sweetheart, and ended up marrying the high school sweetheart, who's the one that divorced me when we were 41, or when I was 41. So ready to meet somebody else, put this as my password. So every time I'm going into this dating site, I'm typing someone like Paul, someone like Paul, someone like Paul. Long story. So my friend that I had lived with, or I was actually living with her parents, but my friend had invited me up to her son's high school graduation. And when I was there, I said to her, if you ever see Paul again, tell him that I made a mistake. So that's the end of May, when high school graduations are. And then about, 5, 6 weeks later, she invited me to come up to her town's 4th of July celebration. Paul. Long story short, Remember, I went to live in 10th grade in a different state. So I go back for the 4th of July celebration. My friend invited me back, and that I lived with when I was in 10th grade, to come up for the 4th of July celebration. And we're sitting in the park. It's a small town. But anyway, we're in the park, 4th of July celebration, and we're sitting across from each other at a picnic table. And all of a sudden, my friend who's sitting across from me slams her hands on the picnic table. And behind me is Paul. And he walks over to the table and sits down beside me. I was divorced, and he was going through a divorce. I lived in a different state, and he lived in another state across the country. So we lived in 2 different states, and we were meeting in a third state. Anyway, it took some time, but we dated long distance for quite some time. He ended up moving to where I'm at, and we are happily married. And so I went from excuse me, going through a divorce that I didn't want, using different tools in the law of attraction, but it gave me even something more than I wanted. I wanted someone like Paul. I didn't get someone like Paul. I got Paul. So I hope this has been beneficial to you, and I hope that you will seriously consider using the law of attraction to help you get what you want and where you want to be. So whether that's completely changing your life, or if it is getting something you want, like my Jeep example, because it really truly can make a difference. So if you have any questions about my story, or perhaps how I could help you, that's what I'm here for. And would love for you to subscribe. Excuse me, if you haven't already, as I share more things that has helped me get to where I'm at, and to be able to help you and to give back. So anyway, thank you so much. As I always say at the end of my videos, is to please take care. And I want you to know, from the bottom of my heart, I'm rooting for your success.